The conflict started 2 years back when the TPLF forces attacked the federal defense force bases in Tigray during the night, and that was followed by conflict. So this immediately after the beginning of this conflict, what we have witnessed is serious human rights violations, which might amount to crimes against humanity and war crimes. Actually, the human rights impact or the devastating impact of the conflict on human rights started within days. According to some of the testimonies we spoke to, including survivors, they were raped 2 or 3 days after the conflict had started. And it continued throughout the conflict. And it continued in many parts of Tigray and Amhara and Afar. The first instance of mass atrocities, which we have documented, happened in less than a week after the conflict had started. In Maikadra, hundreds were killed in a very small farming town. We are seeing indications that the same thing is happening. For instance, in September this year, the Eritrean Defense Force members killed about 46 people, according to the humanitarian sources who have shared their information with us. And also the indiscriminate shelling, the aerial bombing that is affecting and killing civilians has also continued.
What's the overall impact of this war on the entire country?
But this conflict has different impacts on different people in different parts of the country. The main people who are directly affected by the people are in Tigray and Afar and Amhara regions. Because when the TPLF forces, the Tigrayan forces controlled the parts of Amhara last year in 2021, they also did the same kind of human rights violations, including mass extrajudicial executions, rape and other forms of sexual violence against the Amhara residents in those areas they have occupied. But in addition to that, the humanitarian impact of the conflict is also serious because since the conflict has started, humanitarian aid was not freely flowing to Tigray mainly, exposing millions of people to starvation and health crisis. In addition to that, millions of students, high school, elementary school students, are mainly out of the education now. And the health impact is also serious because hospitals in Tigray have run out of medical supplies, and they don't have anything to serve their patients. Vaccines are not provided on time. Those WHO mandated vaccines are not being administered as per the standard. This is what is happening in Tigray and other areas directly affected by the conflict. But in other areas, for instance, in Oromia, there is a little known conflict which has been there since 2018-2019. And that conflict in Oromia has worsened and worsened. And now in August and September, we have received credible allegations that civilians are being targeted by the warring parties in Oromia, especially Western Oromia. So the impact is nationwide, and it is affecting different people in different ways.